Starting us off, our first guest, he is an actor whose credits include Lock and Key, Death Note, and Riverdale. Today he joins us as the voice of Mr. Sinister. Please welcome back Chris Britton. And next, he's an actor whose roles include The Collector, The Man in the High Castle, and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Today, he joins us and says giving voice to Kurt Wagner, a.k.a. Nightcrawler. Please welcome Adrian Hough! We missed you yesterday.
Oh, missed you too.
Missed you too. But you're here today. That's awesome. And next, she's an actress and Canadian politician whose roles include Outlaw Star, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the horror cult classic Visiting Hours. Today, she joins us as the voice of Rogue. Please welcome back Lenore Zann! Welcome back. And next, she's an actress whose roles include Naturally Saving Mrs. Wonderland and the Silver Surfer Animated Series, where she became the first version of Gamora outside of comics. Today, she joins us as the voice of Aurora Monroe, a.k.a. Storm. Please welcome Alison Smith. And next, he's an actor and musician whose credits include Silk Stockings, The Good Witch, and of course, Heartland. Today, he joins us as the voice of Gambit in the original series, Cable in the new series. Please welcome Chris Potter! And finally, he is a producer, director, and storyboard artist whose amazing body of work includes Thundar, the Barbarian, Static Shock, the highly undervalued series Pirates of Darkwater, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Today, he joins us as one of the creative architects of the original X-Men animated series. Please welcome back Larry Houston! Well, friends, welcome back those of us who were here yesterday and those of us joining us today. Welcome.
Supposed to be here, yes.
No, it's all good when these things happen. Glad to have you here. Didn't ask this yesterday, so we just literally, so it's basically, just love to hear the origins of the show. And Larry, this will start with you. Up until that point, they did that Pride of the X-Men pilot that sat for several years, and nobody really quite know what to do with it. And at what point, from your end, did the show, this show, evolve?
Well, we tried to, back in the mid-80s, there were two persons who worked with. One was Stan Lee, the other one was a lady named Margaret Left. And she believed in the X-Men way back in the 80s. And so she found the money to do the pilot, Pride of the X-Men. And we got a little bit toy animation studio to do the animation. And we put it out there, but back then, it was in the three networks, CBS, NBC, and ABC. They didn't understand what's a mutant. Why are these guys fighting each other? Who are they? It didn't sell. Fast forward about 6 years after that, Margaret Left becomes the CEO of Fox Kids in 1992. And she gives me a call and about 4 other people and said, we're doing the X-Men. She could greenlight a show. And that's how the show got on the air. And she also greenlit Batman, Spider-Man, Power Rangers, all the Fox Kids shows that you guys know was because of her. Without her, we would have seen, this would have never existed. And so that's kind of like a quick version of how of the history.
Marvel and DC both owe her a great debt.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And you were involved with Spider-Man Amazing Friends. So of course you were involved in those X-Men episodes, right?
Yeah. One of the first shows I worked on as a storyboard artist was Spider-Man Amazing Friends. And a little side note, when they were trying to sell the show, NBC kept rejecting all of the premises. So I talked to the story editor. I said, hey, can I try something? I was like 25 years old, didn't know anything. So I wrote a premise involving Spider-Man fighting a character called Swarm, who's made out of bees. And they liked it. My script was actually the first one that ABC accepted for the series.
Very good, very good. So I think we talked a little bit about how most of you guys got cast. Let me throw this out for each of you. Voice acting, is very much, it can be sometimes challenging. Doing these, I'll check out our voice after this. For each of you, while doing the X-Men series, what was the craziest moment you all had in the booth that you can recall? Was there just something where just like you looked at the script, it's like, what? So are the robots bad sentinels? What? I mean, was there something in the script you needed some clarification, or just something? So when my guy uses the powers, what do I do? You know, does it come from their eyes? Does it come from their hands? I mean, what was some of those moments? And I'll.
I got a story.
Yes.
Go.
Good.
Well, first of all, to answer your question about sound effects, we didn't get a lot of direction. It's hard for anybody to direct you when you're being told that you're hit by a laser beam in the chest, blown back 200 yards into the side of a building. So you sort of let's make it up most of the time, and that's what we do as performers.
Yeah.
We have great imagination, so that was a lot. I do remember the first year of recording. We recorded as a group in the studio, not individually. So there were times where there would be 4 or 5 of us together in the booth in a big studio. And we stopped doing that because there was mic spill to others. And even our character, we could hear somebody else's mic, so eventually we did it individually. But when we did it as a group, I remember being in the room one day and we needed, people were always searching for extra money. So if a character was needed, it was not one of our characters, but they needed somebody that sounded like Jack Nicholson, for instance. One day, like 4 guys put up their hands. It was Cal and Norm and maybe Cedric. I don't know. So we had 4 guys competing to see who could try to do each other for their Jack Nicholson impersonation. And I didn't have a clue. I just sat back and was watching these guys going, I can't do imitations. I can only do my work. So that was, to me, that was an eye-opener. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of talent in the room all the time. And I missed it when we had to go to the individual sessions. Good days with this group.
Right on. Anybody got another one they want to throw out? No, it's all good. Okay. And the original series, you were all working on the magnetic tape, right?
Yeah.
Take 2.
Yeah.
That's those days.
Yeah. When they would do their shows, they would by mail, and we would take it home. They'd send cassette tapes to us back in Los Angeles from the recording for us to listen to.
Wow.
There was no internet.
No.
We didn't even know the show was successful.
They'd send it down on a horse and buggy.
Well, actually, I have a kind of embarrassing story. Embarrassing for me, so if I share it with you guys, you're not allowed to tell anyone.
Okay.
So, and it's about, the recording and one of those moments in the studio. So I never got, in that first year, I never got a chance really to do the group things because I was working at Shakespeare out in Stratford, and the only day that I had off was Mondays. Mondays were dark days in the theater. So they weren't about to, plan and schedule around one actor, so I would come in and do the stuff by myself, which I find really disconcerting. I'm a theater actor, so it's all teamwork. It's all about teamwork. And all of a sudden I'm in there and it's just a microphone and a music stand and a script. And anyway, so it's a Monday and I've got to knock off about 5 episodes. So I'm going to be working all day. Morning, working, lunch, and I got to work in the afternoon. So the morning goes beautiful. Just knocking it off and saying really nice, flattering things, and I'm happy. I go and I have my lunch and I come back and I start work. And the first thing comes out of my mouth, and I look in the booth looking for my approval, and they're in there and they're laughing. And they went, okay, that was funny. Could we get this done now? So I try it again. And this time they don't laugh as much. They're like, okay, Alison, we've still got 3 more of these things to do. Can we get to work? And I don't know what's happening, but the voice is just not there. So I try again. And at this point, nobody's happy with me at all. They really think that I'm playing a game, and I'm not. I'm trying desperately to get Storm back. The Storm has left the building. We had to leave those 3 episodes until the next time. And you guys know time is money, right? But that was the first and the last time that happened to me. Up to this day, I have no idea what happened, where the voice went. I just couldn't place her. I just couldn't get it. But don't tell me.
All right, you all just don't tell the internet, But if it does, it's good to keep secrets, so it's fine. Good. Well, friends, before I jump out in the audience again, I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you for the performances you brought to these roles, and Larry, thank you so much for all the hard work and knowing the value of these characters and how it would transfer on over and all the other fine work involved. So thank you all so very much.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and give it your reaction. We'll go along, and perhaps first we should get 2 pieces of cake. All right, looks like this piece. Come around. Hi, what's your name?
Eric. I was just going to ask what your favorite episode was to walk on the Animate Series.
Okay, well, I'll just start. A Rogue's Tale, when I got that script in the 2nd season, I was really happy because finally we get to see Rogue's backstory, her origin story. And a lot of people ask, they say, did it hurt my voice because I had to scream a lot? And I like to say, well, I was already a kind of a scream queen in Canada by that time. I'd done a lot of horror films, so I had a lot of practice screaming by being murdered in many different nefarious ways. So it was great. It came in handy when I had to do all those screams as Rogue. But it was so much fun. And there's one shot where she is pounding her way out through all the different layers of the floors in a building and punching out through the ceiling. And then the last shot is all of them just looking up through the hole at the top from where she's disappeared. And I love that. I love that, Evan. So that's about it for me.
Well, my favorite is a Nightcrawler episode because that was the first one I appeared in. It's also my first animated audition ever in my life. And it was just, I very quickly, so when I auditioned, my agent joined up with a voice agent, and I said, do you have anyone who does a German accent? We just don't want Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes, something real. And so I did lots of German characters. Went in there, I saw the script, and went, I think I know what this sounds like. So I went in there, looking, your heart had opened, and then all that came out. And I just remember looking at Dan Hennessy behind the glass in the booth, and he had like this Robert Plant hair, and when he walked in, he was kind of like, whatever, okay, go ahead. And then I did it, and it just kind of clicked. And when I looked up, he was there. He's a very passionate guy. And I went, yeah. You want to do it again? Okay. And the next thing I know, I'm in the studio next to Lenore and Cal, and I'm like, it was one of my favorite days ever in the studio, my first one.
Now you got me thinking of the Colonel Klink.
Good.
Anybody else got that one? It's massive play.
For me, season 5, the episode Descent, which the origin of Mr. Sinister as Nathaniel Essex, the doctor, the geneticist, who was a compatriot of Charles Darwin, and he was looking for a cure for his wife, who was very ill on death's door, and his child, and that's when he started the experiments in genetics. And one character mentions the experiments you are doing are quite sinister, and he remembers that word, that description, and then he takes that description when he starts to do experiments on himself, and that's when he develops into Mr. Sinister. So that's the episode that I am most fond of.
I just knew the character.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have no problem, this is your last call. If you have no problem, this is your last call.
The greatest part for me was that the writing. Okay.
There, that's
Oh, there you
better.
are.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
I was saying that I just knew the character. I knew that guy, and I just knew how I wanted to play it. But the best part was the writing. So it wasn't a particular art for me. It was just that the writing stayed true to what I thought that character was, how that character was going to be played by me. So every time he opened his mouth, I could hardly wait because the writing was excellent. And it fell in line. So I enjoyed doing all 73 episodes that I did. And the stuff that came out of Gambit's mouth was money to me. I was a voice actor, but for me, it was trying to be the Phoenix Dots. I tried my best to make it as accurate as I could for the comic books. I even used counts from the comic books into the show so that if you read the books, you watch the show, you actually saw certain counts animated in the adventure. So I tried to do that.
You succeeded, and if we're being honest here, this is the best action I've brought for this. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, it's a basic answer to the problem now.
That's a good question. Good one. Thank you. Hi, what you got?
This one's to it's I was waiting for it's I know it's like when she spoke that her speech was like tonight. It's like especially like when she's like I think that's what I love about her because she's so
So, what do you like finding your voice?
Again, it was, as Chris was saying, it was so beautifully written that, sometimes as a performer, you're searching for who this character is and what the style is, but the style is right there on the page. And it fit very much with who I am as an actor, as I tend to be big. I'm very much one of those go big or go home kind of actresses. And of course, I was doing Shakespeare at the time when I first started this. So it just lent itself very much to what my style was. And it's one of the things that I love about the character is her drama, her theatricality, the fact that she sort of announces, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And I love it. It all worked because, of course, her heritage she comes from a long line of witches. There are witches, all of them with white hair and blue eyes. And so often when she is calling on her powers, it almost sounds like an incantation, right? And so between the Shakespearean theatricality of it and the witchiness of it, I just reveled in it. I found it really easy, and I thought, Larry, again, for that, for making it easy for us to perform, because all we had to do was lift it off the page. It was always there.
And I think, we picked the best actors and actresses to portray the X-Men characters. the best that you could find. So I always applaud you guys for all the work you do.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Christian. First of all, I just want to say thank everybody here for giving us this time, making it nice come true, but I'm here. This is making us happy for you. My question is actually very to everybody who's very, so it's, I don't know, most lines that every character has said, which ones are your favorites?
Oh, they're catchphrases.
Well, that doesn't sound like they're catchphrases, but maybe they have a particular line that
It doesn't have to be yours, it could be somebody else's character. That's right.
I mean, I can tell you the line that I use to center myself because our recording schedules are often weeks and sometimes months and months between. So you find yourself, trying to get back into it. And of course, I am Storm, Mistress of the Elements. It brings me there every time.
Great.
It'll be easier if you don't resist, and less dangerous. This one, and I am the future.
I think my favorite is in the new one, although there's so many. Look in your heart, Logan. From the first one. And I think it's episode 7 when a rogue is on the bed and Logan and Nightcrawler are looking over, and then the Prime Sentinels arrive and then Logan goes, "I got 6 reasons why." And then Nightcrawler comes out with 2 swords and one on his tail. He goes, "No, mein Freund, nein." It's like, I just love the pun in it.
Yeah. I love that moment when Nightcrawler comes out with all those swords. It's so fantastic. I have so many great lines as Rogue, some really funny ones. But in the last iteration of the show in '97, in the scene where I am dancing with Magneto in the sky, in the ceiling, and then we touch palm to palm like Romeo and Juliet, and then we kiss. I have a line after that, and in the script it was something that was written, and it seemed a bit wooden to me. I just didn't buy it. So I said in the booth, would you mind if I try something else? And they said, sure, go ahead. And so at the end of that palm to palm and then the kiss, I just looked at Magneto and I said, thanks for the dance, sugar. But Remy was right. Some things are deeper than skin. And they kept that line, and I love it because she's repeating something Remy has already said when she told him that she was going to leave him and go off with Magneto. And it speaks to me of volumes of what true love really is. It's deeper than skin. And the fact that she finally realizes that it's not all about touch. It's something deeper. For me, that just says so much. And I'm grateful that they allowed me to use it.
I always love the stuff when he's so full of himself, but so full of BS at the same time. He says, where I come from, we always kiss the bride. We kiss the bridesmaids too.
What about you, Mr. Larry? All the characters.
I kind of like, I have several favorite lines, but what I decided to do when I was doing the series was that when the writers came up with good catchphrases, I would try and repeat it, like, when these could be announced as, you have one like overheater, or fascinating, or, when Gander had, my name's Gander, remember it, I kind of kept things going, Storm and everybody. If the writer wrote something that was like memorable, I would repeat it in different shows.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Hey, what's your name?
Andrew.
And what's your name?
Well, first of all, for those of you that probably cross paths with Miguel and Ileana, say hi to both of us. I love you guys.
Great.
But I just honestly, I don't have a question. I just want to take a second and say, one, thank you for coming today. Thank you guys for all your hard work. Thank you for your cultural impact with these characters. I know for a long time you guys didn't know just how much you guys meant to the fans, and just whether they were X-Men fans or just fans of the nation, or just, like I said, the cultural impact that you guys have had over the years. It's staggering and immeasurable. So thank you so much for all your hard work, all of you. Without you, none of this exists, and that's all I can say is thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much. Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Without them, thank you for all your hard work. I've been following this since 1973. Only question I have for you guys: who would you guys like to fight?
So you could cross over to any other facet of the Marvel Universe in animated form. Who would you like to either team up with? Well, Larry could say, when superheroes, they always fight at first, and then for the wrong reasons, and then, oh, no, we're going to just team up and fight a big bad.
For me, it would have been nice if they had, if the contracts had been in order, it would have been X-Men versus Avengers. That would have been kind of fun, but you have to have contracts signed way ahead of time.
I ended up playing a role in Avengers United They Stand, which was an animated version of the Avengers. We only did one season of it, and it's now on Disney Plus. But I played Tigra in that. So I always thought it'd be fun if Tigra and Rogue got into it. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, it's a little segue, but I played a doctor in Alien versus Predator 2 who gets the alien, hits him right in the center of the head, and as well as like filling the whole maternity ward with little aliens. So it would be Nightcrawler versus Alien.
That's good. And that's fair game. Alien Predator, that's all Disney,
Okay.
Star Wars, that's what people do.
I did the voice of Dr. Doom. I can't remember what it was called, but it would be fun to see Mr. Sinister and Dr. Doom.
Did you voice them at the same time?
Oh yeah, that would be the fun part.
Are there any jokes for us?
I'm always up for Dr. Doom, man. So, any other programs? I'm with you, Larry. I would love to see classic Avengers. Of course, we would have seen more opportunity to see Ms. Marvel, where she was known back then, Carol Danvers and Rogue, and their history, which I'm hoping we'll see eventually.
Yeah.
Great question. Thank you very much. Hey, what's your name?
Liam. So, this is directed towards everyone. Your opinion, where do you want to see the series go?
Where do we want to see the series? Go.
On and on and on.
56.
Yes.
And an animated feature film. That would be fun too. Yes, Aaron Universe, Aaron.
A Christmas movie. X-Men on Hallmark. I'm working on season 2 with the existing production team, and we are working on season 3 cameras. So I can at least tell you that 2 more coming up.
Hey, what's your name?
Who is your favorite villain in the entire program? I love Goblin Queen. I love the Goblin Queen when she is still kind of a villain. I love her.
You mean across the board, like Joker? I would pick him.
Oh, you mean arcade? Right.
I love Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister's pretty terrible.
And he's the nicest guy.
Who's your favorite?
Oh.
But he's the hero. In his mind. Oh, hey, great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Oh, this is wonderful. What's your name?
Alice. My question is, did you guys teach anything, like scripts or like sales or anything after the Christmas series night?
Yes. I have scripts in the cell from Saving. What's a bond? Yeah.
Saban.
Training. And I have a jacket. I brought it with me. I didn't wear it. I have my original Gambit jacket. I think Cal wears one. It's yellow. I have the blue. Yeah. I had a yellow one, but I auctioned it off years ago. So yeah, I got some stuff.
Yeah, I think we all have some of those.
You know, this I gotta say, this is so wonderful that because there was no internet, because of the way that it's the lay of the land back in the early 90s. We really didn't know that the show was this popular. And here we are all these years later, meeting all the people that were affected, who are all grown up. A lot of you say to me, I watched this when I was a kid, and I was, well, you must have been 3. But it's wonderful that this is for us, that we're not doing this posthumously.
Yes.
Because I can tell you right now, my kids could care less. If I drop dead tomorrow, you know, one of these guys will have to tell them your dad was involved with the X-Men. They're that interesting. So, this is fantastic.
Norm Spencer would have loved this.
Oh, we miss Norm. Yeah.
So sorry he didn't live long enough to see all the accolades and people love his work.
He would have loved it. He would have loved being here.
And great, because yeah, great. Round of applause to this past This is really nice. Hi, what's your name?
Harley,
Harley, what would you like to ask?
I like to ask to Chris, was it very hard to change your voice from Gambit to Cable?
Yes, well, it wasn't hard, but it's different. So sometimes when you sing or you do certain voices, you push from your diaphragm, it's right around here. And when you do a voice like Cable, you bring it up into your throat. And that can be rough on you. So I wouldn't say it's hard, it's just different. And I always enjoyed Caleb because he was more sing-song, and it was easier on my voice. And he was charming, and that was fun. It was all business. But he's got a sense of humor, and it's in there. So it's fun to play. Thank you for the question.
Who do you like more, Cable or Gambit?
It's okay.
Gambit.
No
That's
pause.
always the right answer.
Great thing.
Hey, what's your name?
Michael. Well, first, I wanted to say you all are just such great inspiration. Thank you for all the work that you do to me. So I'm such a big fan of the work of the 90s series and 97. And again, hoping to see further things in the future. Season 2, so let's go. Christmas music, hopefully James Unity.
And Gambit with the beignets.
Yes. Hopefully they get to actually have this Christmas dinner this time. But my question for all of you is, were there any pet storylines or pet characters that you guys couldn't do during the original 90s series that you wish could have happened or maybe want to see in the future?
That's a Larry question.
That's
I
hilarious.
think there was only like maybe 2 premises, 2 or 3 premises that didn't make it past that stage. Pretty much when they wrote the story, it was pretty much a collective between the story editor, which was Eric Ewald, Sidney Walker, who works for Fox, and myself. We would kind of all agree upon what would be a good story to tell. And there's only a couple that didn't make it because it didn't meet standards. We were trying to get like something exciting and something that would be very visual. You know, it was too intellectual. It really
Ladies and gentlemen,
once
if you have any of the
once the original story of her that really island that started the whole series.
So come on up. Hi, what's your name?
So first, I want to thank you for being so phenomenal and being a part of my hobby. I like how it shows like more unity and how we look prejudice, like it is very like diverse. So thank you so much. The big question I have is, was it difficult from the original Animate Series down to X-Men to find a voice like who was such a very like writing shows like it's not hard.
For me, it was really like riding a bicycle. Yeah, I just sort of closed my eyes and she was there. I realized the road's not very far from me at any time, so it was a pleasure to be able to come back to her and give her life again, and realize, yeah, she's been inside waiting to come out. Yeah, thanks for that question.
I'd have to say the same thing. It was, sometimes you doubt yourself. We all have our adversary that lives in here, and you wonder, will I be able to bring it? Is she still there? Why did he come back to me? And then you get into the studio and you see the script and you see the lines, and it's just, she lives, she just came out of me and flew again, and it felt really, really good. So, yeah, definitely by the time.
Yeah, with Sinister, it was just like hopping back on the Harley Davidson, and that was easy enough. It didn't take long.
Well, I mean, the animation I did before X-Men '97 was the Dragon Prince, and I have to find this like drag for that, and so I was going when this. And also 5 years ago, I said to my voice agent, "Hey, there's this big animation I want to be up for. Can you just tell him I was the Nightcrawler in the X-Men anime?" And he says, "Nobody cares about a 25-year-old cartoon." Anyway, so yes. Then 2 years ago, I got a very sheepish email from him saying they would like you to try to do this. And so yeah, there's that feeling of the bicycle. Only mine was had been in the shed for 30 years and was a little rusty. So, but yeah, just sort of. And then look at your heart here, Logan. Oh, it's there. And so.
And you have a new agent.
And I
Should happen.
Yeah, for me, it was just like hopping back on a bike. But apparently the wheels have fallen off.
That's right.
So I got a new bike.
I just want to say, I want to thank you guys so much. I really want to make sure my pets, especially when I feel like my grandparents came from the Research Spain during World War II, and I realized I found the phone with you either show you're different or become anything despite like your opposition. And it's very true. And I like how Storm, even with both sides, are playing with like choosing to overcome the obstacles, and then to me like doing some everything you despise. We get into so grateful. And another question for since I know this is very director, how did you arrive and he did Mr. Sinister on the screen?
Could you just repeat?
So basically, so what if Chris really was still alive? What if Chris really did a live action version of Mr. Sinister? Since you basically got that. So basically, would you see that happen? Would you see you guys fighting with it?
Well, I wouldn't be cast, but if you Google actors who are or have been considered for Mr. Sinister, you'll see a list of 25 actors, and all of them well known. John Hamm was at the top of the list. Even actors like Gary Oldman. There's a whole list of actors who have been sort of under consideration, but either they haven't made the commitment, or they haven't made an offer, or they just haven't written him into any of the scripts available right now. I could play maybe Mr. Sinister's father.
Friends, as always, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Before we go, want to take a picture with our fantastic audience?
Yes.
All right, everybody, let's come on towards the stage. On the stage, towards the stage. Want to take a picture?